What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into Timeless, issue number 1. It is that time of year ago where we journey with Kang the Conqueror and we go to explore what is in store for Marvel Comics in 2023. As we have Kang traveling through time and space, he finds himself in search for something, and in his search, he is going to run into foes that are going to make him go on the run. This is when we get our opportunity to see what is going to happen within the next year of Marvel Comics. So make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up with Kang the Conqueror doing what his name says. He is conquering. This is the massacre at the University of Fearathon. This is a crime that will go down in infamy across time. An entire planet devoted to the pursuit of knowledge from across the galaxy. A place filled with scholars and artists and academics. And it was all obliterated in a single day. A one-sided war, and the aggressors, they remained unknown. The irony of this situation is the fact that Kang the Conqueror, he remembers learning about this massacre as a young child. He always wondered what could possess a man to destroy something so beautiful, such a wealth of information taken away. It didn't take long for him to eventually realize that it was him. It would be him who had or would, depending on where you are in the timeline, would be the one to destroy it in the first place. This is where Kang the Conqueror begins to talk to one of the local scholars. He lets it be known that he is a man that travels through time as he sees fit. Every moment in all of history and future belongs to Kang the Conqueror. Every moment but one. Kang the Conqueror is seeking what they call the missing moment. For all his mastery of all the excellence he has done, this is something that has always eluded Kang the Conqueror. 1 second in all of history that he cannot access. A moment in time that he cannot experience. 1 single second that is denied to Kang the Conqueror. This is where the academic lets us know the missing moment, the hidden starting point of the road to the greatest prize in all of history. He has no problem letting Kang the Conqueror know what that prize is. A prize without comparison, but they don't let us know what it is. Kang was told this as a death curse, so that he will be forever haunted by the fact that this is denied to him. Because to be able to find the hidden starting point, you must be a hero to go through the tribulation event. That the missing moment, it is not for the likes of Kang the Conqueror. The prize, this will never belong to Kang. In a fit of rage, being very irritated hearing this information, Kang disintegrates the academic right before our very eyes. And now, he scours time and space, looking for that moment, looking for that singular second that he cannot grasp, looking for the prize that is on the other side. That is what takes us to 1 year later from those events, with Kang the Conqueror letting us know that that moment probably wasn't his finest moment, but he is fallible. He is only human. He knows that he is not a god, and to be human is to be at the mercy of one's passions. That it's not a weakness to be feared. It is not a flaw to be mastered. It is simply another facet of humanity to be appreciated and to be savored. But as of late, Kang the Conqueror, he finds that his passion, it is slipping away from him. He finds himself bored. He is conquered and defeated, triumph, and then it slips away. He has grown tired of this constant cycle. wondering to himself, has he reached his limits? Is this the point in which he ceases to be Kang and he begins to be a Mortis? This is why he believes that he has to go for the missing moment, striving after which he cannot have. This is what it means to be Kang the Conqueror. As he goes over this information in his head, as he tries to figure out where the key to the starting point might be, he has tried everything. But the missing moment cannot be accessed via teleportation, via time travel, or anything else. The certain conditions must be met. The tribulations must be overcome. This is when Kang the Conqueror gets an unexpected guest, someone that knows that he is seeking the ultimate prize. With Kang the Conqueror going to tell his room to kill this individual, the defenses are offline. Our mystery person introducing himself as Myrddin, and while his defense measures may be shut down, he can still reach out and grab a weapon. Kang the Conqueror finding it a bit comical that this man calls himself Myrddin when he has met the real Merlin, showing him how he compares to Merlin. The two of them begin to battle. Myrddin has come to let Kang the Conqueror know that he is not the only one that is looking for the missing moment. As the two of them have their duel, we have the arrival of the Twilight Court, having Mordred the Witch, Arthur the King, Percival the Icon, Lancelot the Star, Geralt the God, Berserlac the Construct, and Bedivere the Engineer. This is when Kang the Conqueror, he thinks to himself, does he have traitors in his midst? How could his security, his technology, everything that he have be able to be overpassed and a whole team be able to drop into his quarters? This is when Kang the Conqueror recognizes that this guy, he's got resources beyond his immediate understanding. Surrendering his flagship, this is where he takes off. This is where he goes to make his way through time, not before self-destructing the entire flagship. This is our first image of what is to come for Marvel Comics. While very vague, just quick glances, we see images like Tony Stark getting into a bottle of booze. Maybe he lost somebody, or maybe he's going down a dark path. Speaking of dark paths, that is where we have Beast. It looks like Beast may be creating an army of clones, creating an army of himself. The possible return of Doctor Strange and the X-Men treehouse up in flames. That is what drops us into one of the tribulation events, what is known as Fall of the Impossible City, the City Smiths' attack on Toronto. With Kang the Conqueror recognizing that this is a situation he is not used to. He is running away. He is fleeing. And while he has to swallow a little bit of pride, he can't help but feel that this is exhilarating. Not before long, this is where Galot comes down with a fist of fury. Breaking the street away, this fight is well underway, with Kang the Conqueror pulling out a pistol and taking shots. She is letting Kang know that that is not going to hurt her skin. He already knew this though. His helmet had done a scan immediately upon her arrival, having Asgardian DNA splice. The gene smith that built her seems to be doing astounding work. But the truth is, Kang the Conqueror, he wasn't trying to hurt her skin. What he was doing is giving the location so that the Z-beams can teleport her out of here. Before she can take her next swing, Kang the Conqueror says teleport, and she is gone. That is where we have Lancelot. And Kang the Conqueror is able to pick up relatively quickly that Lancelot is a child. Someone has artificially aged her up. You could say they flash grew her. Kang the Conqueror, unable but to admire that Lancelot may be the very best swordmaster he has ever faced against. The only problem, Lancelot is a hero. Kang the Conqueror will easily sacrifice the lives of the innocents, while Lancelot, a hero, would never allow such things. And so as he puts the innocents in danger, Lancelot goes to save the day, and he takes this opportunity to do another time jump. This is where we see more glimpses of what is to come. Namor and Black Panther. Wolverine looking as if the Ghost Rider is inside of him. The man with the peacock tattoo from the X-Force series. He appears to maybe have one of the resurrection eggs. And what is currently going on with Captain Marvel, it looks like they have finally got their clutches on her. She has been taken over by the Brood. That is what takes us to our next tribulation event. This is the Death Moon. This is where he has two of the knights that are waiting for him. The knights Bersalak and Bedivere, the engineer and the construct. Now, Bedivere was created after King Arthur. King Arthur being the first creation. So Bedivere doesn't have all of these fancy tricks. He doesn't have any kind of special genes or anything of that nature. What he does have is a mind that is capable of creating weaponry and all kinds of fun stuff. It doesn't take long, but this battle gets underway, with Kang putting up a shield. That is where Bersalak comes in from behind him. With a simple touch, we see Kang the Conqueror begin to get destroyed, at least his armor, because nanotechnology has just been inserted into his armor and it is starting to take over. Bersalak is a nano-hive entity. He is literally capable of folding space-time. As this battle is continuing, this is where we see him pull out a sword. Kang the Conqueror, he summons a weapon that will very easily take them down. That sword is the Ebony Blade, a weapon forged by the real Merlin, a sword that is able to cut an atom. In this era, it currently belongs to Dane Whitman, but he found it 1,000 years in the future on a dead planet. The unknown bearer had been driven mad and he butchered every living person on the planet before dying themselves. And so Kang the Conqueror, he keeps it stored away. He uses it for special occasions. This is when the construct sends him away. Somehow this is making him time jump. We don't really understand how, but we are given some more glimpses into the future. What we see is Blackheart, currently facing off against Ghost Rider in the Ghost Rider series. We have Luke Cage, who is mayor of New York City. We have a belt that looks like the arrival of Jackpot, which we have seen a little bit going on in the Dark Web series, relating to Mary Jane now having some kind of power, looking like it's really digging into her roots. It looks like we may have the return of Jackpot. This is where Kang the Conqueror runs into Mordred, the Witch Knight. But Mordred is not here to try and kill Kang the Conqueror. In fact, Mordred might very well betray Arthur, betray Merlin, betray all of them. I'm sorry, Myrddin, because Mordred is a chaos agent of the Twilight Court. There is a chance that she could betray. And so Kang the Conqueror asked one simple question: do you think me a villain? Mordred knows that Kang the Conqueror is a villain, and so the next thing that Kang has to say is that what he seeks because he is a villain. Myrddin, he seeks it for the same reason, putting that idea that your leader, your creator, is just as villainous as I am, that he has created you for the simple task of being the hero. This is when Mordred says that she will let the king decide. This is where we arrive on the blue area of the moon. Kang stands before the entirety of the Twilight Court, with Arthur getting ready to pass his judgment. The other knights, because of their honor, they say that Kang the Conqueror must stand trial. Regardless of what we know he has done, a trial must be had. That is where Percival steps forward. This is a trial by combat. Kang the Conqueror, he knows that this is bad. While Kang the Conqueror is more than sufficient in many fighting styles, he doesn't know what Myrddin built into this guy. Percival, the perfect knight. With this fight getting underway, Kang the Conqueror cannot land a single blow. But Percival has a gift. This is his blessing. So long as his cause is just, victory will be his. With Kang the Conqueror going over in his mind what this could be. Maybe some probability manipulation. Maybe reality warping. Maybe this is some kind of X-gene splicing. But Kang the Conqueror knows more than anything that Percival's cause is just. He has shed barrels of blood in his pursuit of personal excellence. This is when Kang the Conqueror decides that he is going to try and manipulate him in some manner. Try to make it to where Percival's task isn't just, but it's one of revenge. It's one of anger. He starts questioning about King Arthur, asking why the noble king isn't here dealing this punishment. But they say that that would be unjust competition. Well, he may wear armor of Chthon, an instrument of great might. He was the first one to be created, the first one to crawl from the cauldron of rebirth. But he was born flawed. He was born weak and fragile. But Arthur's noble heart, this is greater than any of them, and this is why he is king. That is why he can bear the cursed armor, and it does not corrupt him like it would a lesser man. This is where he finds the weakness. He goes on to say the wizard, he is wholly unworthy of their service, that he is a great villain just as Kang the Conqueror is, and his king is a weakling, a failed experiment, propped up by cursed armor, a puppet king. This is where the battle turns. This is where Kang the Conqueror starts to beat the bricks off of Percival. Because Percival just got his pride hurt. In that moment, that hurt pride, it's not trying to take down a villain for justice. In that moment, one's cause is no longer just. This is an act of revenge. And because of this, Kang the Conqueror is able to defeat Percival. And Kang stands asking, what now? Now that I have defeated your trial by combat, what is to happen? That Myrddin created you to destroy me in order to claim a prize for himself, one of cosmic import. He is no more a hero than Kang the Conqueror. That is why he built these heroes, to forge the path to this prize. That is when someone comes in from behind him and hits him with a spear. Right through the chest, Kang the Conqueror is fatally wounded. Myrddin came in from behind him and he took him down. Arthur and all of the other knights, they stare in disbelief. He won his trial by combat. This is not honorable. There is no nobility in this death. But Myrddin says that this is not someone that you put on trial. This is someone that you put down like a mad dog. That is where we see Kang the Conqueror, he time jumps just one last time, finding himself nowhere and no when, an escape to null time. This is an instrument of last resort, an opportunity to try and heal from his attacks. He knows that he has been mortally wounded, his implanted failsafes doing their best to repair his broken body, but he might believe that this is where he dies. But he does have one last trick up his sleeve. If he is able to take down Myrddin, if he is able to overcome him even from the grave, he is going to need his own heroes. This is what takes us to later in Myrddin's chamber. Myrddin was hoping that Kang the mighty conqueror would be a better foe. His victory could be nothing but assured, but still he had hoped, wondering maybe what he would have said if he realized the mysterious new rival was really somebody that he knows. That in time, he will put down the mask. He will put down the wizard's mantle once all the pieces on the board have been taken away, and he is all that remains. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. This is definitely a fun issue just in itself, not even having all of the glimpses of what is to come. From Avengers Assemble to Captain America Cold War, from Summers of Symbiotes to Sins of Sinister, from Dark Web to the Fall of X. This is all on the horizon. The quest for the missing moment. This is going to continue in 2023's The Avengers. I really have been enjoying the fact that they have been doing this timeless one-shot. These are absolutely phenomenal, really just a glimpse into what we are going to expect in the next coming year for Marvel Comics. For someone like me that doesn't read solicitations, it's nice to get a glimpse, especially from someone like Kang the Conqueror, of what is yet to come. Now, I really hope that we get more Kang the Conqueror because we don't get enough of him. With the new Ant-Man movie coming out, I could see Marvel Comics maybe even giving him his own series. All in all though, this was a lot of fun. I really like the idea of this Twilight Court. I personally believe that Mirrodin is in fact Kang the Conqueror. At the end there, it really did seem like they are hinting at that this is the one that remains. But that could just be clever wording to really throw us off who it really is. Obviously, it's somebody that he knows. And it appears that Victor Von Doom is on the list of individuals seeking the missing moment. Another player that must be taken off the board. So I am very excited to see some more Doom. But let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get caught up on everything going on with Marvel Comics, check out the links in my description as well as the top of this video. We are covering all the major events. We are covering the majority of Marvel Comics. So if you want to get caught up on everything going on, be sure to go check those out. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having 5 different tiers. From $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to getting free comics every single month. Not only does this help out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you are unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.